If I got to be a part of the healing process, I need to be a part of the decision-making process. If it's going to affect me in any way that I have to engage or embark on a journey to help you, then I need to know before you do it. Because I want to be a part of the upfront counsel. I don't want to be a part of the damage control.
Okay.
What's going on? Is the Wolf, and we are back with another episode of the Wolf Has Spoken podcast, America's fastest growing podcast.
Universe.
I don't know what the fuck over Q today.
The
universe's fastest growing podcast. But we encourage you to get 1% better every single day and every single way. And I'm extremely excited today, as always, to be joined by my guy, the one and only, Mr. Right on Q Live. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man.
Feeling good today? As always, man, big shout out to our sponsor, man. Make sure I go shop with her fantasy box. Where, you know, ladies, we always tell y'all, go get that slippery box, get that yummy, that refresh, that fresh and clean, that body magic, and that renew her.
Yes, sir.
Stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we encourage you to fix the insides as well as the outsides. So the number one place to be able to do that is with our fantasy box. Go shop with them. As well as then go grab my books, Cheating is Not Cheating and The Art of Accountability on thewolfhasspoken.com. And I also didn't mention how excited I am to be in Tampa.
On a new subset, a new city.
Subset. But no, see, like we always say, they know the subset, right? I think that's a given, but I think we never tell them where we at. And I think that's the part that we always leave out. Yeah, they're on a subset, but where is this subset at?
Right.
So, you know,
we're in the universe.
We're in the universe as always. But we came here, at least I did, to come support my Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, we came down here to
Go Birds.
Yeah, go Birds. Yeah, you know what's funny? Because I seen a fucking video on the gram that was like, yo, we turned that shit into a greeting. And we really did. It don't matter where I'm at. If I see a Birds fan, go Birds, go Birds. I actually met a shorty on that shit.
Great love story.
Great love story. You know what I'm saying? But go Birds. Whatever.
Yeah, I fuck with the Go Birds on more than no smut, but it's more than the classic EAGL. It's like, no, Go Birds.
I think the classic is good for the games.
Yeah.
Or no, sometimes when we on a flight though, it's lit.
That's why we was on our flight here.
That shit lit. I can't. We was on the Dallas last year, and we was on a plane. We was one of them big ass international American planes with the TVs and the cubbies, and it was all Eagles fans. Oh yeah, it was up. It was like the whole fuck Dallas parade for sure. Like that shit was a lit Magic School Bus moment.
Was y'all did the stewardess say on the speaker? Took a stewardess.
That's the fucking Did we already know we going down there to kick some Dallas ass? That nigga was on 10 with us. We like, yeah, E-A-G-L-E-F, Eagles. Yeah, classic. You can't say that. But Go Bird just on the high and boardroom, that's a classic. Like, I ain't gonna cap. Like, I don't know where it stemmed from. I don't know who started this shit, but Go Bird. Let's get into it. Talk to me.
Yeah, so you know we're in this season now. I'm just like, you know, course correct and assessing as always. We had some discussions about, you know, the brand, the network, and all that stuff, whatever. And you had a real good quote about just climbing and the view and stuff like that. And I then, like, right after our conversation, I actually came across another quote that echoed the same point, whatever. And the quote was, "The hardest climb gives you the clearest view." So I wanted to like kind of touch on just, you know, experiences you've been through, journeys, obstacles, and, you know, we can talk about that because I'm sure, you know, anybody that's trying to be better, whether by 1% or you need a lot of progression, you know that certain times in your season, in your life, or your journey, it's that hardest climb, but oftentimes what's after that or above that is like, oh shit, like
absolutely
all the perspective, clarity, benefits in the world from that, whatever. So I want to let you.
To your point, one of the seasons that we've been in, just being transparent with y'all, you know, just thinking about like ways that we can get better. We tried the different variables and different variations of what that could look like, bringing on new team members. Really, that was really the main thing, like to kind of do that. But for us, you know what I'm saying? When I was talking about the whole climb thing, it's like the season. I was telling one of my friends the other day on the phone, I'm like, yo, like what people don't talk about for real, like when you is climbing, and I was saying it to you as well, when you climbing and you get to a point where it's like you high up off the ground, but you're not at that next level, but your hands is here and you doing the pull up, right? To kind of, you don't know what's there yet because you can't see. And you don't even know, you get to that point where like, damn, like the struggle and the strain and a fight to get there is like, is it worth it? Or can I just like kind of like find my footing and kind of stay here, right? But that's for it might feel like the most safest thing, but it's not. It's not really safe to just hang on the side of a mountain, right? No, seriously, right? So for me, it was like looking at it, like literally speaking, like, all right, cool, we in this particular position and predicament where we made progress, but we know that there's another level that we want to go to, and we know that we hanging on or whatever the case may be, but we haven't put in the extra work to kind of like pull ourselves up, whatever the case may be, in order to be able to get that clear view. But yeah, I think that that's a lot of time. That's a lot of where I feel like a lot of people might find yourselves where y'all kind of just like the marathon in the middle. You know, it's always fun in the beginning where you just hit the ground running. You know, you're doing what you gotta do. You're doing what you gotta do. Then you kind of get to that point where it's like, all right, what does it look like to go from here to here? And then you got to be honest with yourself, ask yourself if that's even your goal. See, because I feel like one of the main things that I know that a lot of people subconsciously struggle with is being overly ambitious while being lazy. So it's like you got this big grand vision, but you don't got the work ethic to get it done. But the thing about it is, and that's what makes people envious of other people. You know what I'm saying?
When they have the ambition.
Yeah, when they got it, but don't want to put the work in. Cause it's like, damn, you got something that I feel like I should have, but I don't really want to put the work in to go get it. But when you be kind of honest with yourself and you subside your ego and you let that go down, then you can say, okay, what do I really want? And once you get, that's where clarity comes from. Cause like, it's nothing that you could do that I want. Cause I know me. And if you got something that mimics what I want, I can only get inspired by you having it because it's just a realization that I can have it as well in my own right. But most of the time people see somebody have something and they want what they got with not being willing to go or do what they had to do to get it. And then they be like, well, why should they have it? But it's like, it's that gap that you're not filling, which is the work ethic.
Right. And then even if they get it, you realize,
did I even want this shit to be
right? Like,
it wasn't for me.
Right.
And it's like, that was one of the best and greatest realizations I had. That's why I could be around the richest people, the smartest people, the most charmingest, charismaticest people, successfulest people. None of that matters because I have my own definition of everything that I want. So my measure and my barometer is only to me and my efforts. Like, you know, you could go into a bunch of case in points where it's like, I don't measure myself to others. It's like, I literally just be like, all right, well, what can I do? What am I doing? What am I not doing? And what do I want? And that's kind of where that clarity come from. But us being in this season, I feel like we didn't have that goal as a team. I felt like we didn't have no goal on what the next level would look like. We just kind of was coasting. Like flat out. It's like we on a car, on the highway, we haul assing. And like on the way, we got little pit stops where we might, oh, we fuck with y'all shit, but we kind of don't know where we're going. And then with us kind of, that's why, as we talked about first episode being, are you in alignment? And now this season, we kind of getting back to that and getting like more in sync with what that looked like. It made me realize like, oh shit, that's the thing. Like when we came into this, we knew exactly what we were trying to do. And now it's nothing to measure because it's nothing. We wasn't targeting shit. We just kind of were just like just show up and shoot. Let's show up and make sure we talking. We gonna make sure we giving out the perspective. We gonna make sure we giving people guidance and being consistent. Yeah. But what is it working toward? Like the gym. I felt that way in the gym not too long ago. I go to the gym 4 to 5 times a week. But if you don't, I had to give myself specific muscle groups. I'm working on legs and chest. Because I remember when abs was my thing. Like, I got to get abs. I'm doing abs every day. And now when I got the 6-pack, I was like, all right, that shit there. Now it was like, I got to do legs. I got to do chest. And that gave me new motivation because I'm attacking different muscle groups. So I think, not metaphorically speaking, but literally it's like, now that we kind of have an idea on what we want to do, that's where that, once you got direction, that's when you got clarity for sure.
Like it. We can kind of group, maybe tie this into like, even broader conversation outside of like our shit. But another quote you had, in past, I'm not sure if you really clocked the bar you had, whatever, where you said, disagree in the boardroom, but not at the podium.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And one thing about us and
he be pulling he going to the archive. Like that boy, like he go grab. I try. Like that's crazy.
And one thing I give you credit, and you always, embody and try, and you embody and echo on all your different experiences and conversation is just holding court accordingly and having certain conversations that are privilege and shit like that, whatever. And I thought that was we was having like a relationship kind of conversation in the car or whatever. Yeah. But at the same time, how you do one thing, how you do everything.
100%.
So, talk more about that, whether it's like, business, personal, friendships, relationships, just how important to have like certain conversations can't leave certain spaces. 100%. That's how it can get tainted, distorted,
Yeah, I think that people don't value that enough, right? Like you got, that's why it's okay that's why it's important to be around people that have the same principles, the same morals, the same values, even if you got different perspective. And I think that sometimes people want their perspective to be the loudest perspective when it really should just be the united perspective. Like ultimately we see it like this, even if we don't see every fucking block the same, it still comes together to create the same puzzle. You follow what I'm saying? And when I said talking to just disagreeing in the boardroom, mean we need to hash out all of our differences and all of our reverse perspectives and alternatives before it's time to be presented. This goes into parenting. It's like putting on a united front, essentially, is what it is. It's like, as teammates, as partners, as friends, you should never be in an uncontrollable environment or space disagreeing with each other, because that's how you get put up against the person that you should have been showing up with. And I feel like partners happen to them all the time. Like, you shouldn't be so pressed to get your perspective off that you going to cook the entire unity and united and unified, front. That not even going to want to call it a front, because a front just seems like you poking, but just the united presentation. It's like, all right, cool, this is what we on. And it's like, all right, if you got a difference in perspective or alternative way to look at it, let's talk about it before it's presented. Because once we get to the podium, what's being said is what it is. Again, and if it's something that it's just against your morals, it shouldn't make out of the boardroom. That's why these conversations got to be had. So I think not enough people think about what that could look like. And it's like, most of the time it gets sprung on them and they're like, well, I don't see it like that. But it's like, I don't really want motherfuckers to, I wouldn't encourage somebody to walk into a situation like that. That's why we have conversations posted. So look, all right, cool. How are we going to, what is this? How you see it? How you see that? And if you do disagree, some shit that was sprung on you in real time, you hold it until you get back to the boardroom. Again, unless it's just flat out against your morals. It's like, motherfucker flat out say, yeah, we all on it. We don't group me with that. But if it's just some little small minor shit, because a lot of times it be subjective and perspective based. You might have a certain way you might say it or do it. I might have a certain way I might say it or do it. We talk about that way, and then we put together a good approach and we present it. And I definitely strongly encourage that with people, for sure.
Yeah, and I can admit, back when, a bunch of episodes ago when I spoke about like having my epiphany of like I need to be a better leader, with my wife. And one of the things we spoke about right before we got married and certain shit like that was she felt the thing about us is through our years of being together, I've often noticed in mixed company or possibly in public settings, how my wife acts is a little different than about how she acts in regards to like our conversation or me saying things can be a little different versus just us having a conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So would you say she more on the right side or on the left side?
I think our answer is, I think you pick which one that is. Like, I can make a joke or say something, and she may take it in a certain offensive way or try to be a little more at me, and then I feel like now we kind of slightly bidding too much, or now it's joking, in front of people, whatever. Now, my point is, she brought up to me when we was having that in that season, like reevaluate certain things with them. She's like, yeah, I feel like certain times, you make it seem like a joke, and I don't really like how you do it in front of whatever. And me personally, real time, I was just like, it really be you though. Like, you kind of take jokes the wrong way for no reason. I feel like you be kind of on 10 if it's like if we had a happy hour or this and that, you kind of be on go a little bit, whatever. But I realized after all this shit, regardless of who it is, I realized, you know what? I can and should be better. Yeah. How for whatever reason she's feeling sparked or activated or initiated to just be on some shit, whatever. Again, not nothing wrong, but just like you joke a little bit too much, whatever, or now you taking offense to something I'm clearly joking about that we joke about all the time. That's on me. Yeah. And to your point about the boardroom, that's on me. That maybe we need to have some further discussions in the boardroom. Yeah. So now you're not being possibly triggered. I don't even know why you're being triggered. Yeah. And because clearly when it's just us, you're totally fine. Yeah. But that's like a boardroom conversation we need to have.
To your point though, I was gonna say it could be, and not to speak for, but just taking a concept and just thinking about it generalized. It could be that the way that you know her allows for a broader bandwidth of joking. So you never want to joke on somebody in front of people that don't know how much of it is a joke. And then even if they do know the joke, you never know how somebody might feel in that moment, trying to gauge if they know or don't understand. So it just certain shit is just insiders. And if you take the inside jokes outside, then you create outside conflict or inside conflict essentially.
Yeah. I'm a smutter out.
Yeah, no. But I've seen y'all kind of like do it to each other, right? Yeah. Like if I got shit, oh yeah. Like it's funny to me, like she smut you more like in my conversations that I've been with you than I've seen you smut her, but you smut her publicly. Like so she smutted you, and like if I'm on the phone with you and she's in the back smutting you, but you smutted her here, so it's like I'm just saying. But the fact of the matter is, I haven't seen you do anything because I don't know. Yeah. That was like, oh yeah, like I'm really like on some shit. But again, I don't know her how she might be receiving it.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. I've said on the show I'll have some nurse smuts. That nurses be bitching, do that type shit, whatever.
Maybe it's largely associated. My fault to cut you off. Maybe it's largely associated with the world perspective of nurses as well too, though, because they also fight the smut of the world and feel like, oh, they ain't really doing shit. So then you doing it, like it might hit a little harder. I don't be lying. He said, but did I lie?
Did I lie? But my point is, I can say that was just us, or it's something. Again, anybody knows he knows. I'm consistent. I'm saying the same shit. So it's something she already know what I've said, know what I think. I probably said it to her. But if let's say if it's us 4 in this room, whatever, 3, she or her with us, then all of a sudden she well, Q, why you always got us? It's like
it might be like you're trying to slight her. Cause that might because like nurses, the profession is widely respected, Q. It's a respected profession.
I didn't say it's not.
But the way you present it is like you don't respect it.
A lot of shit be cops respected. We got smut for cops.
No, like, I'm not knocking. I'm just saying like why when you're in a room with somebody like us, it might hit a little harder because we might respect the profession and now you skew on my perspective of it. Now I'm smutting it too.
Or I'm enlightening you.
If you want to call it that, you smiting it.
But overall, like I said,
I can see that.
Either there, I understood. You know what? Sound like some boardroom conversation need to be had with them. We could further realize, all right, what is it? Where where do we draw the line?
Exactly. Because I'm like that. So like, I actually had a conversation with one of my homies. I'm like, we was playing cards one time, whatever the case may be, and he just like getting off. Yeah, nigga, fuck you, bitch. And he might call me the B word, excuse my language, but he just fuck you, nut, that third. And I'm just like, look, like. I'm cool with all of that, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't want you to give off the impression, because these people don't know me like that, that people can play with me like that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you my homie, I'm not going to do certain things to you, but I don't want them to think that this is the level. And then I'm like, you also not about to make this a chicken fight. Mm-hmm. And you're not digging that you putting on a show right now for people, like we walked in here together. Mm-hmm. So with everybody that's here, this is just entertainment. So if I'm going at you and you going at me, this is a fucking chicken fight with 2 people that walked in. I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. So with respect, we could play with each other. We could have certain conversations, but there's a certain level that we can't take it in front of certain people. Like you hear me say the B word to my friends all the time. I would never say that in front of certain people because I don't want them to take it wrong. Like that's just how I talk. Like we just kind of like, yeah, motherfucker, yeah, bitch, you do the, and it's just regular banter versus it being like a situation where we in a public space and I'm like, yeah, and it's like it could be misperceived. So I think that.
Yeah, same concept.
Same concept. It could just be misperceived where it's like, yeah, maybe her husband really don't respect what she got going on, or maybe so it's like, no, let's just not even go to that rule. We could play in the house because I know it's just shit, but once we go outside, leave that shit where it's at.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Also on the show we spoke about, my body being my choice, and getting or planning to get neutered, as you would call it.
What you call it? What is it? It got a real thing?
Vasectomy.
It's neutered. Go ahead. Getting the snip.
Yeah. So I actually, and you both of you guys were saying like, well, when you gonna tell her, Q? When you gonna tell her? And I was like, when I fucking tell her, it don't necessarily fucking matter really, because
I can't even like. He married. I would tell my little chick this shit. He would not tell his wife.
Yeah, so I would tell her. It just wasn't a priority because it don't fucking matter. Like, I'm gonna still get it done. Now, the funny part is I end up having to get it rescheduled or not get it rescheduled. I'm just not doing it now because 2 things. One, the whole job thing's in question now. So I don't know about how the insurance is gonna last. I don't have time for that shit.
Ooh, maybe that's the big homie stepping in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna pack. Yeah, my boy unstable. He got more jobs than subsets.
I would have to find a new job in Nebraska.
No bullshit.
But so that's down the line, at least for now, type shit, whatever. But I say all to say, you guys felt very strongly about, me doing, and because my wife
is against
in theory wants more kids or whatever.
It's not in theory.
In
she
theory,
wants more kids.
But essentially,
No, so this is my whole thing.
Reportedly, supposedly.
So this is the thing. It's not my jurisdiction, like to have an opinion. Yeah. But my thoughts on the matter, because you always ask, my thoughts on the matter is simply, it's like you making a definite decision.
Right.
And I'm like, I understand the definiteness of you don't want no more children, but that's a definite decision. It's like, dog, like you can't undo that. And I think that's just crazy.
1, you can undo it.
Oh, then what we talking
2,
about?
I would never undo it though, because that seems sick to me. But some people would get there. I
thought it was like some type of they burn it or something like that.
What the? Supposedly you can redo it. I've heard. Yeah, it's a version you can redo it.
Just get on birth control.
Get me the pill, like
that's what they need to create.
Yeah.
My man getting a snip, yeah. That's a fact. Niggas too responsible for that shit.
The world is over.
I'm on the pill. pH balance. You gonna really need some her fantasy box. pH balance all over the place. Yeah, they gonna look like motherfucking mic levels when they peaking. pH levels gonna be so high.
Niggas gonna take their vitamins, but you gonna take the pill. Yeah. Absolutely not.
Niggas forgot. Nigga don't forget. Nigga can't remember to pull out.
Absolutely.
Let alone remember to take the pill.
But I say all that to say, we was talking also like kind of relates to the whole thing about, your partner doing certain things without your knowledge or approval, whatever. And, I got a PSA, man. Very serious topic of epidemic that's going across the universe, actually. Titty reductions. And I feel that actually could be arguably more damning than a vasectomy. Because
Defend the tits.
Like, how dare you touch the titties, which is like, that's how I first seen. That's the first thing I seen.
Such a work of art.
Such a work of art.
So what happened
God
to
himself.
My body, my choice stuff that you were just kicking 10 minutes ago.
So I understand my body, my choice in regards to what can make our life more complicated. Titties don't hurt nobody, literally. Like,
it hurt her back.
Hurt people. Like,
Yo.
like too many kids is going to be more.
But what if it give her back pains?
Yo, go to the fucking gym. Do some.
You think that could work? You think the gym could tighten that up?
Gym softs off. Wolf mask.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah. Gym softs. Go do some fucking back lifts or whatever. Do something.
So you telling me that you will go get a vasectomy without telling your wife, but you draw the line at her going to get a breast reduction?
I would not get it without telling her. I would schedule it without telling her.
On your way there, you going to let her know, basically.
Yeah, she gonna know, like, before I get it.
I'm saying, like, how close before? Because it was months. You did a consultation and all that.
I think I told her like a month after the consultation.
It's crazy.
And I think the titty reduction, because again, the vasectomy is like drastically changing our life and everything. Titty is like, yo, you drastically changing my life with you now.
It's like this is the only child shit. This is only child shit in action. Like, yo, that's so funny.
But so I just but what are your thoughts are just about those type of so like, to tie it all together, whether like a breast reduction,
you're basically saying a woman doing something.
Your partner. Like, do you think should a person have free reign to do? Of course, it's their body. Should they have free reign to do anything, or do you have to consider your partner with any type of change to your body?
I think that you got final say over your body. I think that it'd be dope to consider your partner in those type of decisions. Because ultimately you got to be the one to live with them. So if you don't do it, you could just resent your partner. If you do it, then your partner can resent you if you don't tell them.
Right.
But if they're aware that you have these thoughts, I think that as adults, for me, myself speaking, I will always respect somebody considering, but I also respect them doing what they feel is best for them, because at the end of the day, I gotta do what's best for me. So if the woman do some shit that I'm not for, I got the choice to just not fuck with her no more. Versus me making it a conflict or issue for her to do it is like, all right, cool, you did what you did, and now I got the choice to do what I want to do. And I'm just probably, if it's something I don't fuck with, I'm just not gonna fuck with you.
Yeah.
If it's something that now you just like straight up just don't tell me nothing, don't bring it to me, you just come back around with an ass, and I'm like,
with an ass,
with a BBL, I'm just like, let me see, but like I feel away, like, because like who paid for this joint? Like who carded this on? Like, you know what I mean? Who swiped for this?
Don't worry, man. It's gonna be on your statement like, in a week or two.
And who got to do the massages and all of that?
That should be
so.
Wild too.
My whole thing is, if I got to be a part of the healing process, I need to be a part of the decision making process with anything you do.
Or the payment process.
More than that, if I got to be a part of the healing process, I need to be a part of the decision making process. If it's going to affect me in any way that I have to engage or embark on a journey to help you, then I need to know before you do it, because I want to be a part of the upfront counsel. I don't want to be a part of the damage control.
Fair.
And I think that that's the best way to frame it, because if it don't concern me at all, then I really don't have no leg in this. But if it's something that you know that you're going to lean on me for, even if it is financially, if it's physically, if it's mentally, and it's emotionally, then I want to be a part of that decision. And I feel like, I don't even want to make the conversation too heavy on the whole my body, my choice. But I think that, like, just being a man who I've seen and I've witnessed, it's my body, my choice in action, where a man might be like, yo, I don't really want you to go. I want to make this happen. I'm ready. No, it's my body, my choice. And it's like, now I got to still deal with the collateral damage of you going through that. And now it's kind of on me because, you put me in that predicament because and it's like, yeah, but I was willing to take my end of it by saying I'm on that, and you still did that. So the psychological things that come behind all of that, I got to deal with it, but I can't be a part of the decision that go into it. And then in reverse, it's like, I could be like, I will traumatize you myself. I don't want nothing. I'm leaving. I'm a deadbeat. I don't want, and you like, I don't care. I can do it without you. And it's like, but you the deadbeat. But it's like, the man said that up front too. So it's like, that's the part of it. That's he told you I'm leaving, and you disregarded it. So, that's just the thing that come down to it. The least you could do is be considerate of if it affects the person that you're involved with, for sure.
Fair. Do you believe so? Me and Rick was having a conversation before. We was talking about like
Ricky keep having conversations before.
Yeah, man,
I be around y'all. I be around y'all. The conversations never hit like that. It's real quiet. I know this nigga talk.
He just be dealing with the cameras the whole time,
touching cords and wires and cameras. But what was the conversation about that I missed?
Before you came into the room, it was like great conversation.
Wow, I was here. I was here. It was in Tampa. I tried to kick with Ricky last night. I'm like, all right, yeah, like we trying to talk. It's like trying to have a moment. I'm trying to interfere with y'all shit. I don't know if we had enough time. It was 8 minutes. We need a longer drive. Let's just take a 30-minute drive somewhere tonight. Just talk to Ricky.
To Miami.
To drive to Orlando real quick. Just to build with Ricky.
So what you and QB talking about?
Yeah, I wanted to ask so bad. What is it between y'all? Like where's the click? What's the spark? I want in. Like, talk to me. What is it, man? What was the conversation?
In our amazing chat, but no, we just talking about like, how gray dating can be sometimes.
Absolutely.
Like, the nuance of it, like how things get tricky because two people can come to the table. Yeah, we both single, we both want to date, we both are saying we're not exclusive, this and that, whatever. But then eventually on the lines, those wires can get crossed, and then how to properly navigate that,
Absolutely.
whatever. And I was saying, like, me personally, my experiences in the past
for 6 months,
yeah,
your life before you met your wife,
yeah, I never really. My mom always raised me like, "Yo, as long as you don't lie, you essentially do what the fuck you want." To be honest,
I agree.
Yeah, like so.
I agree.
I never really
respect you.
Yeah, I never really had like much
drama.
I'm saying only childness, maybe much care for like.
Let me see where you're going.
People to really their feelings to go a certain way, whatever. Because I can't control your feelings, whatever. Mm-hmm. But if I tell you straight, hey, we not together, it's not exclusive, whatever, and then we're just dating or whatever we're doing, talking, whatever. Whatever you do with that information after that point, I don't really feel responsible for because whatever. But people feel like, oh, well, if you do certain actions, if you say certain things, so we even landed on like there's words, but there's also actions. Yeah. And the words can be trumped by the actions. And that's where people get like the idea of like.
I think it's subjective.
And that's where people get like the idea of like boyfriend things or girlfriend things. If you do certain things, then it's like, how would I'm not supposed to take this now? And I firmly always believe like there's no such thing as that.
No, I agree.
Yeah, it's like, if I tell you all the time we not together, then we not together. Anything coming after that don't really matter to me. So,
because at the end of the day, when you think about what's considered boyfriend or girlfriend things, is relative to the person, and it's like if me bringing you around my friends, to me, don't indicate that this is you being my girlfriend. Then I can bring you around my friends all day and tomorrow. So. So it's like that's what it put especially as men, it put us in it's a slippery slope because that kind of halts and stalls our effort sometimes because it's like I want to step out there and do X, Y, and Z, but I don't want to mislead her. So it's like now simple gestures like sending flowers or certain text messages or certain expressions of feelings and letting because you got feelings for somebody still not be a relationship. Right. That don't mean just because you like somebody a lot don't mean y'all gotta become exclusive and be in a relationship. It could just be a part of the vibe and the or experience that y'all are presenting and receiving essentially. So like the reason to become a thing is because now I got to second guess everything I do to make sure that I'm not sending you down to Lulu land. And it's like, I'm okay with doing it, but if it's going to come at the expense of you saying I wasted your time or I led you on, then it's like, damn, I kind of do want to take her to this restaurant. I kind of do want to do this for her, buy her this, but if she think that this is girlfriend, this means
take her somewhere.
Yeah. Like, or even, on the recipient side, it's like, damn, she think because she came over and cooked for me, or she think because she looking out and doing extra shit that, and it's like, we already established what this was. That's not going to change. Like I always say, whether it be a baby or whether it just be sex, you can't fuck a nigga in or out of a relationship. What I mean is a girl get with a motherfucker, he's single, you trying to fuck him until he get with, it's not going to happen. And then he got a girl when you fucking him, you can't fuck us in or out of a relationship. We are decisive. So when they say a man knows what he wants, even though we don't know we be knowing, when we see it, we know. Oh, shit. Yep, that's what I want. So it's not too much that you got to do outside of just being a dope-ass individual. And the unfortunate part, from the dating spectrum where I do see a lot of good women trick themselves out their spot, right, is every time they get hurt, they become the person that hurt them. And I be like, fuck, because you don't even dig. Even when you're dealing with the wrong nigga, you still auditioning for the right man. So it's like, you let this person that was wrong for you turn you into him. So now at one point I was looking like, damn, like if that didn't work out, you always being scouted. But now you're in a predicament where it's like, yeah, you kind of just roasted yourself because you just showed a poor display of character and you just became something that I never saw from my vantage point you to be. So I think that it's one of the things where, yeah, man, it gets slippery, it get tricky, you know what I'm saying, to pivot it back as far as in the whole us halting our actions, it gets slippery because again, we don't want to mislead you. And then from a standpoint of like, when a woman is in a situation and she dealing and she get done dirty and now she become the dirty doer, it's like, damn, that's why we got more women kind of going away from. And this is one thing I want to say, right, real quick. You know what I feel like changed. I be listening to a lot of old R&B, right? They be like, why men don't make music like this no more? I'm not singing over Community pussy. Like, and I'm not, see, the thing was back then, if you listen to a lot of love songs, it was like, don't take your love away. It was all, nigga had to fuck up, right? The man fucked up, right? And I'm fighting to get you back, right? Don't take it, whatever it is. Like, it's always that. I can give you 20 different R&B songs where it's like, yeah, I fucked up, baby. Like, I'm sorry, it would never happen again. I'm down on one knee. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just singing my heart away to get you back. But now what the whole lick back culture is like, you do, once women started leaving, you know, niggas stopped singing. And it's not even that they just start leaving. No, once they start cheating back or cheating too, that's when men like, all right, yeah, I'm not singing to you no more, because it became like, yeah, I'm a the fuck nigga, I'm outside. I'm outside too now. And I'm gonna do this. I was like, why would I go sing about loving you and fighting for you back and you not even there? You out with another nigga. Fuck.
So one, I get what you, I get how you connected it, because they became the villains.
Yeah, exactly. Versus just staying innocent.
Right. I know a few episodes ago you was talking about how men can or should be better leaders in certain regards. Yeah. So is that still ultimately all on us? Because if we were the ones that were fuck up in the first place on bending the knee, and now they kind of said, you know what, two can play that game. That's still ultimately on us?
Absolutely, because that's another thing that I'm glad you even brought that up. That's the thing, man. I say, like, as men, we understand, bro, we set the tone, right? And I feel like women set the standard. So, and I'll dissect that. When I say we set the tone, is like women literally do mimic what we do. They mimic the man who have the attention of the man that they want. So if you smoking and drinking lean and doing this, women gonna either start talking about it or they're gonna become more like, I believe more, as much as we know Eve got Adam to eat the apple, I believe more men probably strung women out on drugs than reverse. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a fact to back that up, but I'm just saying in theory, like, you know, so let's take the drugs off of it and let's just think about it. Just, all right, cool. Whatever you do, she's gonna do it to either gain your approval, your validation, or your attention. So this is why they think when they see us liking fat asses and big titties that they got to become that, because they're chasing what we give our attention as opposed to what we give our respect, and they're not synonymous. Like, men give his attention to entertainment all day and tomorrow, but that don't necessarily mean he respects the shit that he's entertaining. Whereas though for a woman, attention means so much. She like, well, if you looking at it, you like that. That must be what I need to become in order to get your attention, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, they like, oh, well, you like the girl that's carrying herself like that, then I need to become the girl that's carrying. So yes, it is our initial actions that could lead, but that don't, what happens is women think that justifies them doing it, and that's where we separate the conversation. Like, nah, yeah, as a leader, as a man, we got to be conscious of what we do, because they are constantly looking at us and trying to figure out how they could get our attention. But what has been happening lately, I feel like, is a lot of men are now chasing a tail, because you're supposed to be the leader, but now you're following the trends that the women say, and that's why you see a lot of men doing the trending shit that went. But the whole time is like, we just got to restore the order. Go back to setting the standard. I'm at the tone and let them set the standard. What I mean by the standard is they determine how much it costs to access them. And that's the part that they don't get. You're all selling the same product, but somehow this woman getting this for it, and somehow you want. So it's not the product, like in terms of like the interest in the product. We want it. It's about how you package it up, right? How are you? And I feel like, ladies, y'all understand marketing, but y'all don't understand branding. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what I mean by that. When I say marketing, y'all know how to get the attention. Y'all know how to get eyes. Marketing is just bringing awareness. You know how to get people to see you. That's why you showing ass when you in the gym. You taking a picture a certain type of way. You turning this way. You trying to act like it to show your results, but we know it's really what it is. All of these things is marketing yourself. But the branding aspect of it is, who are you attracting? What is the reputation behind what you're doing? So you might think that 1 million views is 1 million views, but at the same time, if it's not attracting a person that you want, then what does it really count for? So when it comes down to understanding how you branding yourself versus just putting yourself out there, it's like, okay, what is the reputation associated with how I'm marketing myself? What is the brand associated? Do people look at me as a wholesome person, or do people look at me like I'm easy? So when we start thinking about the value and the price, the woman that know how to brand herself understand, like, all right, I'm gonna be aesthetically pleasing in a way that's conducive to how I want to be received, versus me just putting myself out there and not even knowing why I'm doing it. I just know that I'm getting a lot of views and a lot of likes and a lot of followers, but you could be growing in the wrong direction. And if you growing in the wrong direction, then there's really growth, because at that point it becomes a deficit, because then when you got to climb back, it's like, damn, you lost all this respect. Now you want somebody to take you serious, and it's not to say that we can't take you serious, but it's like, why would I, when I live my whole life based on respect? So if I, as a man, value respect here,
my woman got to be respected by in the eye of the public. In the public eye, don't matter. But at the same time, it shapes and protects our relationship in different ways because men don't prey on strong-minded women. And when I say that, because I don't when you use certain words like prey, it just sound like different than what I'm intended by it. What I mean by that is, if I got a wife and she's married and she kind of like carries herself a certain way, 90%, they don't mean 100% of men ain't gonna shoot at her. 90% of men be like, no, she seemed like she in a happy situation. But if my wife showing her ass, doing this, doing that, it's like, that joint might be a little shaky over there. I'm gonna try my luck. I'm gonna shoot my, so understanding that and knowing how we value respect is like if you carry yourself in a respectable manner where you can get men to respect you and make it easier to show what you on our arm and not have to worry about all of the unforeseen things or the foreseeable things that could occur. But if you're looking at it from a situation like, oh, you're not realizing that how you carry yourself is in direct proportionate to how you respect yourself, which is in turn going to show up in your relationship, then you're going to always do whatever and then expect people to accept whatever and then be mad when you left with nothing. So we can't have that.
I'm gonna tie into my next point, but before I do that, back to the conversation, the amazing chat that me and Ricky was having. He did trigger me in the conversation though, because he was saying he tried to, counter my thoughts about, he
always counter your thoughts,
that, whatever. And he was like, "No, Q, because like let's say I was calling y'all clients." I was like, "Oh, yeah, personal."
You see my face,
but he was like,
you should have said again, like you did last time,
right?" So he was like, "Yeah, because let's say clients versus friends. If I say no, like y'all my clients, you're my clients, but then if we doing certain things that seem like friends, that's how things can be confusing." I'm like, well, to me, the difference, and he was tying to the whole girlfriend, boyfriend thing, shit, whatever. I'm like, well, to me, that's why still words mean things. Because if we use this person in this analogy or as like this example, metaphor, or whatever, I would imagine that person saying client versus friends, there's still, whatever you're doing with these clients, there's still something that you're doing with friends that you want to do with the clients. 100%. So even though the clients and friends are at the same party doing the same shit, if the line could be like
general admission and VIP is two different things.
Yeah,
they both in the same club.
Boom.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like we dating you in general admission. You know what I'm saying? Once we become exclusive, that's VIP. You become a very important person in my life. And you get different perks. And I think that the reason I said it's relative, thank you for bringing that point back, and it's subjective because, again, what's VIP to every person is different. So I'm not going to allow you to bring me your level of VIP and project it onto me to say, oh, well, because you've been texting me every day and calling me and sending me flowers, and that means we're in a relationship. No, it don't, shorty. It don't. It don't. And even if you've been doing everything in the reverse, it just don't mean that, whatever the case may be. It don't mean that until I say that. But to your point, it's like it comes with different subscriptions. It's like, you in at this level. But once you we gradually grow, then that's when you start getting more premium benefits. But a lot of people, again, like, it's like you ask yourself, everything don't have to be. And I'm an advocate for relationships. I'm an advocate for, and I'm a huge proponent of marriage. But you don't supposed to marry everybody you come into contact with. And I think that's the part. Like, just because it's fun don't mean it's going to be like sustainable forever. That's good because, and I think that people often overlook that, and I think that's where I'm good at. I'm so okay with what I've taken from situations because I understand that, like, I go into every situation personally with the okay, this could be a marriage. Whether we get there or not, it's not up to me. It's just the ring is on the table. You still got to play for it. And if you don't play for it, or if I just don't feel like it's worth it, or whatever the case may be, it was on the table, it just didn't happen. We all go to the season to win the ring, but, I'm okay with, learning like, damn, all right, we need to strengthen this, we need to strengthen that. I left the last situation realizing, oh, shit, all right, before I even give out a ring, I need to make sure I get this shit in order because I'm not trying to give out the ring to have to get it back or for it to be pawned or some shit like that. It's like, but I feel like people thinking that, oh, we fucking with each other, we vibing. Let's see. It might just be at that level. Like the moment you do we learned that with the podcast. The moment we start doing some extra shit, it became unsustainable. Some shit just might be meant to be, not saying that this is that, because our correction actually realigned us. But the fact of the matter is, if you get to that moment and there's not no realignment, it's still you not my girlfriend or I'm not in a relationship with you, then that might just be what it is. But this is what I'll say, man, right? To women's defense.
No, feminists.
For 1 second. Got 2 minutes. What I will say to their defense is because they're ruled within their emotions, right? As a man, have you ever been delusional before at least once or twice?
Sure.
All right, so I just being there one time, I couldn't imagine having to live like that. I couldn't imagine
constant state
of uncertainty, bro. I remember like having a situation where it was like, I don't really know. I know what I want this to be, but I don't really know what this is. And it's like you trying to use the signs to determine if it's going in the direction you wanted to go. And then but you trying not to go there too fast, and then you farther into delusion. And I only had to experience that once, and I'm like, I can't imagine what a woman go through with our lack of certainty, our lack of definitiveness, our lack of like decisiveness, and all of these different things that we are able to operate within. And we kind of just like uncertain about them. And it's like the uncertainty, I feel like, and this is one thing I will give men grace for, is sometimes, ladies, we not uncertain about y'all because we don't want to do it. We're uncertain about the timing of it, the sustainability of it, if it's going to work long term. It's not uncertainty about you. It's uncertainty about our ability to be able to show up. Some men have never been monogamous ever. So they question like, damn, do I want to because y'all understand we protectors. So as a protector, damn, do I want to say I'm going to be committed to her knowing damn well I'm not even done doing me? And y'all want the answer now. Oh, what we going to be? Are we going to be nothing? And a lot of situations end prematurely because a man just wasn't ready to say he was just going to be for you. And he respected you too much to say that and then do him. And that's how a motherfucker start. As men, we start to have our cake eating too. Because like, damn, she giving me this ultimatum. I don't want to let her go, but I know that I'm about to do me. I'm going to just marry her. Fuck it. And then do me on the side. I don't support or advocate for that, but this is how it happens because it's like, damn, I see us getting there, but you want to fast track this shit. And because you want to fast track it and cut the gap, now you got to have grace for all the shit that I still got to get over because I haven't became the man that you need me to be for us to really sustain what you're trying to have.
Because the timing
of it. 100%.
To tie to the next point, so, there's an age-old saying amongst men. This isn't 100% true or 100% fact, but, it's a saying that's across of generations.
Yeah, I got you. It's culturally widespread.
Yeah, that the wife is never the best eater.
I didn't think that's where that was going.
So there was a recent, we was talking about this in the chat. There's a recent clip of
that was the Ricky chat.
not the Ricky chat.
He said, nah.
Take me out of this.
Ricky back there like this.
So there was a recent clip of this lady who's married or whatever, and she's talking about, I recently realized just like how like men really be having eaters like on the side, and men really be having women that they just want to go to for that, and they don't really care to have nothing more, nothing whatever. And it's like, and I made me think about just like, we often compare like, all right, women, sex, men providing. The highest level is like porn star, freakiest, eater shit, whatever. And the highest level of a man is like, he just the greatest provider, do whatever you put up. You don't got to worry about nothing. And I really believe that the average man with a decent level head on his shoulder, like, if I could do it, you don't got to worry about nothing. And I'm totally fine with that. Average, decent man, whatever. Average, decent-minded woman know that their man probably wants certain things at a certain level and frequency, whatever, and still be like, nah. Like after a certain while, whatever. Because, that's like the age, like, there's not that many women saying, my man really don't want to fuck me like that. He really want to do this, and that. The stereotypical man married, been together for 30 years. Like, my wife, I don't know. We kind of fell out. We kind of got to get the spark back, whatever. And I really never understood like why that is. I don't get like, why is it hard for women to accept the responsibility typically of like, no, like, man, just kind of just, why you got to like, why can't the wife be the eater? Why is that not the same thing, whatever?
So,
and it's like it's always on the women's side more so, man, I don't really know too many women complain about their man just don't want to fuck them no more.
No, I understand that.
Even like, so what are your thoughts about
that? I think for men, I think if we look at sex more of a responsibility than pleasure, then that's probably why, because it can start off as pleasure, then it just becomes a responsibility. And once we make it duty bound, I think there's no separation from it. So that's why you would never hear a man complain about having to fuck his wife, because he like, if I don't fuck her, what the fuck I'm expect? Like, she probably gonna go find somebody else to do it, and we don't want that, so we just stick to it. As far as in,
and they don't accept the responsibility.
I'm gonna go there last. Right, yeah. I'm not gonna go there next.
Yeah.
I want to go.
My bad, coach.
I want to go there. No, you good. So what I was gonna say too, though, a lot, and you got as men, we gotta also ask ourselves if we want our wives to be that nasty. It's easier in theory to say until she start really, because like I feel like.
Okay.
Most of the time, a woman is nastier with the man that's not her husband.
We spoke about it before,
and it's like, where does this stem from? Is it because all right? So this is the slippery slope as a like us being authoritarians in relationships, right? Like being leaders, you have to have authority. So we say authority don't mean control; it just means authority. It's like, all right, I have dominion, I have to have say, whatever jurisdiction, whatever the case may be. So at some point, if we too good at it, then we become like a fucking dad unintentionally, right? So kids tend to hide shit from their dad, as we often talk about, as we often say. So think about if your woman is around her friends and you the man. It's like everybody become a shell of themselves unintentionally. They ain't even just fun. We do that around our women too, but it's just different because it's not even for lack of authority. It's just more so they see us having too much fun, they just get jealous. Where though for us, it's really like an authority thing. Like, oh shit, your man here, like we can't. So think of that translates into the bedroom where it's like, oh, I don't want him to judge me or to think this or to say this, or so she kind of becoming a shell of herself sexually. And as a man, you got to ask yourself, do you want your wife letting you spit in her face and smack her in her face and nut on her face? Like, think about what you're going to do to your best eater. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're just going to disrespect her. There's no love there. So do we even want to be that fucking, like, you know what I'm saying, sexually explicit with our wife? Because I still gotta wake up next to you the next day and like
watch you make cereal,
respect you in front of the kids and all that. But how I'm supposed to really kind of respect you knowing that I just creamed your face and then put my fucking Tim on your neck? Now granted, now I'm gonna tell you this speaking for myself. For me, I believe in slutting my woman out for that. I know that if I don't do it, like, you know, it's always gonna be that next level that she's gonna desire or have went to or whatever. And I'm gonna go as far as I ain't super drawn, but I'm just saying, like, I might some of the butts. You know, I'm drawn. But the fact, all jokes aside, though, I feel like, but for the average man, could you look at your wife like as a slut? And just still respect her the next day.
They probably really haven't answered that question within themselves. Yeah,
I think some men have, and they know that they don't want to. So I think that's why they'll just go somewhere else and get it. It's like, you know what? I don't even want to not respect you that way. I don't even want you to be capable of this, because where did you learn it? And even if you got it from me, will I still respect you knowing that you're capable of doing this shit? And I think that women become a shell of themselves sexually because of that. So I don't put that on them. I put that strictly on a man's ego. You know what I'm saying?
Feminist. 2 for 2.
No, not even. I just think that, like, we gotta really be honest with ourselves as men. Is like, we say we want that freaky shit, but we really, that's why we go do it to women we objectify that we don't give a fuck about. Because I'm gonna do the nastiest shit to you, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna respectfully have sex with my wife. But the thing about it, where it's like, your wife want to get treated like that too,
right?
Which is why if she ever is a cheat on you, it's never no regular shit. It's like, it's never no regular sex. Like,
you wouldn't put him on my neck.
You let this nigga do what? So no, I'm doing that. I'm gonna just do all the extra shit.
Yeah,
because I'll rather be the one that do it, and I just have to learn how to respect you. Fuck it, which I can.
Me and my wife, we have boardroom conversations. Speaking of the boardroom,
I don't know what you're about to say. Me and my wife have, in this context, and then you start with a B. So I don't know, you about to say boring sex or some other shit. Like, me and my wife have boring sex.
Yeah, like, cause that's always been a thing on my mind. Long before we was together, long before I got married, it was like, yo, like, I'd never want to be in that situation of that marriage of like, cause I'm leaving. Like, yeah, like I'm not been no boring relationship, no boring sex. Like, I'm not rolling with that. Yeah, like, and when I see, you know, the stereotypical man, like, oh my God, we ain't have sex for 6 months. I'd be like, oh, hell no. Like,
I gotta understand, how do you get there? Like,
but so to that point, like, I feel like because of kids or women always going through some emotional shit, whatever, especially when you had, like, put the whole thought together with kids. Like, when you spoke earlier about, like, having to carry that, or I forgot what we was talking about, but, like, being a part of somebody going through that emotional thing, we got to deal with it.
Oh, yeah. Like,
yeah. And I think I always,
when we go through the healing.
Yeah, the healing part, boom. To me, childbirth is the highest level of that. So I always understood, oh yeah, the more kids we have, the more that's going to take the toll on, like, our intimacy and connection.
Yeah, now finding them gaps to have sex when you got kids in the house.
Right, that too. Sure. So I'm like, oh yeah, no, we doing this once. Cause you know, we gonna get back in sync and we gonna just ride it out. Like, we good with it. So that's my thoughts about that, whatever. Yeah. But I understand, like, the more things like that add that strain where you're like, y'all just not in sync no more.
Yeah.
And I can see how, like, especially as you get older, you stressed out at work, she stressed out at work. Like, I can see that way. Again, I wouldn't tolerate it, but I can see it though. And that's why I feel like those check-ins are important. I'm like, yo, babe, like, you know, like, it's been like a few days. Like, you know, it's like what's going on? Like, you know, this and that.
Yeah, it's a period of a month. So that's enough time off.
Yeah.
Like, that's whatever that 3 to 5, 7 day window. Right. That's enough time off.
Yes, and I say what to say. I feel I'm more prone. You know, she become me like a horny ass nigga. That's cool. I work.
That's a compliment coming from my woman.
Yeah, like,
call me a horn dog all you want, baby.
Right. Fact. Yeah, shout out to the woman sex drive for sure.
Yeah,
and I'll be like, oh, you know, I'm just letting you know, like, nigga, I'm communicating. This ain't gonna turn in 6 months. So, but I just think it's interesting. So you saying a lot, you would put it on men ultimately because a lot of men can't separate that. So
not
that's
for the 6 month shit.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about just the fact of, like, women being freaked out and being stale.
Do you want your woman to be like a slut?
Yes.
I'm not mad at it. I'm just asking.
Absolutely.
Like, but that's what the average man got to ask yourself.
Yeah.
Because I had to think about that. I had to really think about that. Like, damn, like, and I landed on I'd much rather it be me. So I'm gonna fuck you like a slut. I hear you not. I don't know this woman. We role playing all the time. The moment we get in here, it's role play. I don't even know you.
You're a whole other name.
Yeah, exactly. Like when we go back out, I could go turn it back off, and we back in the regular scheduled programmer. But in here, I'm smutting you out because I'm already understanding that that's what you're gonna crave and desire to your level, right? It's like I'm not a kink. I'm not a kinky guy.
Same, for sure.
I'm super vanilla, as you would say. Like I'm not really like what the extra. I don't even know what that term means. I'm using it. Am I in alignment with it? Yeah, I'm super duper, but I know that I'm good at what I do. So I could be as extreme as in this ballpark. I need no extra shit. No extra shit. Whatever case may be. But to land in that regard is like, I think that as men, that's just come down to how we look at it. I think that look, for the men, understanding that women gonna open up as far as we make them feel comfortable. And like that's literally, that's sexually, that's mentally, that's emotionally. So that part is on us because the reason you learn more about a woman when she feels, that's the whole safe space shit that they think we need as men. It's like, I say it all the time. As men, we don't need a safe space. I'm a man. I take a space. I make it safe. As a woman, they need that space to make sure it's not a judgment zone. Like, can I really say how I really feel without? And even the slightest bit of feedback could come off as judgment on.
Yeah.
So you got to learn how to just be a recipient. Like, all right, cool. Let me just hear what she's saying. I'll process it. And unless I'm asked, I won't say shit. I'll just let it be what it is. So if you kind of let them and make them feel more comfortable, that's why I tell men, it's not about how long she knew you, how many times she been around you when it come down to when she gonna fuck you. It come down to how comfortable she is. And you can fast track that. That could be the first night if she realized, like, oh no, I can foresee this motherfucker in his limited perspective. He ain't judging me. He ain't. Oh yeah, she's gonna give it up. But if it feel like one of them things where it's gonna be that pushback, that kickback, then she's not even gonna open up at all. And then it'll be a guy that's capable of it that take her to a height that you never could. And now she's deeply connected to him because he knew how to unlock that box in a way that you just couldn't because your male judgment, perspective, analytical, logical brain couldn't get past the fact that just turn that shit off and allow it to exist. You can process, you can rationalize, but just don't try to make her rationalize because they don't operate in that world. So with that being the case, it's like one of them things where it's like, if you in a predicament where you want your wife to be more like that, you gotta open up that door. And let her know, look, I ain't judging you on this shit. Like, this is what we want to be on. But if you started off on some shit like where you learn that or what did she like, damn, I can't get there. Like, yo, damn, he don't want me to go that far. And then y'all probably gonna be stuck in that box and you're gonna have to go what you said in the beginning. And this how men end up finding other eaters because it's like, why she not spitting on it? Why she not doing this? Why she not getting the balls? It's like, well, when she first got the balls, you asked her who balls she got first. And now she don't want to go back because she don't want to face that scrutiny because she feel judged. As long as you don't make them feel judged, they're gonna show you who they are.
To that point, not saying that all men cheat, whatever. Do you think so?
You are saying that all men cheat.
I'm not.
No, I'm fucking with you.
Yeah. So would you say that part of the reason how less men could cheat is if they did, like, should more men be okay with it? If that's what you want, clearly that's why you're getting it elsewhere. Should you find ways to be at peace with it?
I just don't want that to come cross paths. I can't speak for all men.
Is that like healthy or makes sense?
That's like, again, I can't speak for all men. Okay. And I think that in theory, in a perfect world, yeah, nigga, if you can get it at home, if you got the ingredients at home, why the fuck is you eating out? That just, like, for your livelihood, that just don't make sense. It's like, nigga, you gonna go eat McDonald's when you got a fucking soul food meal at the crib?
Already cooked.
Already ready. You just don't, for whatever reason. But I think that it comes down to, can you separate the two? And if a man can't separate the two, I don't see it becoming a situation where he's going to allow those worlds to intertwine. I think he'll keep his perversions, I think that's the word, over there, while just kind of giving his girl the basic ABCD responsibilities.
Gotcha.
But, that's kind of open up the door for it to be in reverse, where she go get that shit off over there, and you like, why the fuck did you let him put his Tim on your neck? It's like, well, because you wouldn't do it. She obviously had a fetish with Timberland on her face, and you wouldn't satisfy the fetish. But I think that we make the sexual conversation so, what I say about this new generation, they just so comfortable talking about it, but nobody talk about okay with talking about what they don't like that happen with their partner. It's like, yo, you can make your partner better. Like, you can, like, y'all can literally get better sexually if y'all just talked about the things that you do and don't like and not think too much into it.
Girl, tell me how to eat pussy.
I tell her all the time, use your fucking words Like your sounds is great, but like nah, talk to me.
Girl kind of humbled me too. I had to hold my L a little bit.
No, one time, a girl humbled me before. She said, "This ain't a race. Slow down." I was 18. She was like a little older than me. She was a senior when I was in ninth grade. So when I finally graduated, she's like in her early 20s, and I caught her ass, caught up with her, and I'm just. You know, young nigga, you think you're just supposed to drill everything. You think you're supposed to just jackhammer. And she like, slow down. It's not a race. And
then, I've been chasing your ass.
Then I had it happen to me again. And this one, it's changed the whole dynamic. I was in college, surely. I won't say too much, whatever it may be. But she was just like, she had a little nickname for me. She called me like, just slow down. Like, she had put like basically like gave me a tempo. Like, but she kind of like used her hand to kind of like give me a rhythm. And that changed the game. Because from there, now I'm doing circles. I'm doing my ABCs in there. All types of shit. Like, it's like, it made me realize that most of the time you're going to make a woman come by taking your time more than you ever going to do by trying to fast drill, penetrate.
Yeah.
And I know most girls think that I've heard girls say that they don't come for penetration, but I've not had that experience. Like, cause like I'm not to get them off.
Yeah, we was talking about stand-ups earlier. We can land it here, and I remember when I seen.
Did I land on the fucking cause we pivoted you asked me a question. You said did the men
separate?
Yeah, so I think that for a man, you do have to ask yourself that question. Is you okay with that? And you asked what about cheating? I think that comes down to the individual itself. Like the man has to be mature enough to communicate before he go seek elsewhere. And it literally every individual is different. Some women might be like, you know what, I'm just ain't doing all that. I don't care. Go do it for the rest. And I think that's what the difference between modern and back then. I feel like modern society tries to fight against what older society used to accept, and they try to make it like a wrong. It's like it's only wrong to you if. Like, so what I mean by that, let me make sure I'm clear on what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like, when we say like, oh, like the older women, oh, they used to stay, but it's like, if they looking at like, if I run into, fuck that, I'll make it about us. You know why men be mad when they get left for cheating? Because they know that there's a high chance that you gonna go somewhere else and the same nigga another nigga gonna do the same shit. So it's like, if a nigga feel like he ain't abusive, even though that could be abusive to the mind, if a nigga feel like, oh, I ain't do this, I wasn't bad, I paid all the bills, and you left me for that, you basically left me for some shit you about to experience again. So I'm about to lose you for nothing. And God math, right? I'm losing you for nothing because I eventually probably get away from this, and you gonna keep running from man to man. That's gonna keep doing. You might run into him at the level that I was at, that I'm about to grow from, and he about to do the same shit that I just put you through. Versus you just kind of thugging it with me. Versus the man being left because he know he just wasn't a good fit. He just know he was on bullshit. Man don't fight as hard, right. But a man fight when he loses chick to cheating. That's how he end up in a doghouse. He biting gifts. He doing this because he like, no, babe, don't leave me because you probably gonna run into this shit again. And this ain't. I'm trying to protect you. Like it's not. It don't make sense, but it makes sense because God understand. Like I've only ever seen men fight hard for cheating for that reason because they're like, yo, you gonna leave me and go run into the same shit. Does this mean that we should be let off the hook for it? No, but a lot of the older women felt like not all men cheat, but it's possible. Right. So because of that, why I kind of leave this situation? We can kind of work through this versus it being like I'ma just leave. And now it's like they like, oh, y'all should just not do it. Don't cheat. No, but it's like. That's just like, it ain't about cheating. It's about that urge and that satisfaction to hunt. And then a man be like, oh, I'm gonna just stay single and do me. Oh, you got commitment issues. Let them grow out of it because as the man I am today, I don't have the urges I had 10 years ago. I don't have no desire. I haven't cheated on none of my relationships. My first relationship was where I had the most growth to sustain from that regard. Ever since then, it don't even be a desire because once I'm locking in with you, I'm locking in with you. Had to grow to this. But it's like, if you run into men and it's like they haven't got to this point, then either you fishing in the wrong pool or you put yourself in the wrong pool, whatever the case may be, or you just gonna have to have that grace and patience for that to develop. Just the same way we would have to understand that women gonna express themselves a certain way, and we gotta have grace and patience for how that develop. But they don't like the way we express ourselves. They don't want us to express ourselves the way we want authentically. They want to shell us and then condemn us. Oh, y'all just can't control yourselves. Why can't we control ourselves? Well, y'all don't look at sex the way we look at sex because to y'all it's not a sport. It's not. You're the hunted. So it's no accomplishment for you to like. It's not hard for a woman to go like. It's like you can find 20 people that's when you can run up the numbers. Like trust me. But because it's that cat and mouse give or take accomplishing feeling for some men, all of us to some degree, but some still kind of in that phase. It's like, yeah, like I feel good after this. Whereas though for you, if you go sleep with 20 men, I don't think you're gonna feel good. I sleep with 20 women, we definitely gonna dab it up.
Feel amazing.
You're like, but what about this and what about that? Well, if you're talking about a responsible man that's gonna protect himself the best way he could, and that's the type of trajectory he's on, he's gonna feel good about it. You can't try to scold him for what you get scolded for because our bodies are different, right? They operate different. The functionality is different. The responsibility you have with your body is different than the responsibility a man has. Your body produces life. You follow what I'm saying? So because of that alone, they're not measured on the same spectrum. And I think that now that women is like, oh no, well, the moment a man, he nigga not about to play with me.
Two can play again.
All right, then that's how you end up by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, as men, we just gotta work towards getting to where we at, right?
Mm-hmm.
You marry, I'm on that trajectory, and you know, we ain't saying that it's gonna happen overnight because it didn't happen overnight for us. But you know, it's just proof it's proof of the concept that it could happen.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think we can land it there then.
Yeah. So you ain't had no more thoughts on nothing?
I'll say it for next time.
Thoughts.
Yeah, no.
I ain't gonna take it to another conversation.
All right, I'm gonna say this one last thing.
Yeah, go. I can see it. It's written all on his forehead. Say this shit. Nigga. That's so funny because I really know he got something to say. Say it. I'm not gonna take it to another convo. We good.
What when you say you don't have the desire to? What is desire to you?
Oh, that's a good. Like you saying, like I don't have a desire.
Yeah.
I think that So let me elaborate. So the desire don't mean thoughts don't cross my mind.
Mm-hmm.
The desire means that when I measure on the scale of what makes sense long term, it never outweighs the future that I'm trying to build.
Totally agree.
Yeah, so I feel like that's where of course I'm a man. Of course, damn. You just going, especially, so many, this is the last thing I will say. So many women I know was trying to like so many women was extra friendly while I was in my relationship and just trying to, and I'm not new to that, right? So I'm hip, like, but I just be laughing because I'm like, the moment you become single, like, it's like y'all just literally trying to get me because I'm in a relationship. Y'all just like the testers. Y'all really just trying to act like y'all on some easy, nice, friendly shit, super duper, trying to just keep the, you know what I'm saying? So many girls try to bro me. I'm like, yo, don't call me bro because I will fuck you. I'm in a relationship. I'm not your bro. Like, because I'm not even playing them games. You're trying to hit me in a DM. Hey, bro, I'm not your bro. I will fuck you. I'm in a relationship, but like, I'm still a man. Like, and I'm not gonna fuck you while I'm in a relationship. But I'm saying, like, we're not about to play those games where you're trying to call me bro so you could get that access to me. So when I told my girl, like, oh no, I'm not that. Like, we're not playing them fucking games. Like, but yeah. So for me, the desire just be like, I have a desire higher to build a family more than I do to just get my rocks off because I can do that right now as much as I want to, and I'm not even doing it. So why would I wait till I lock in with his chick and be like, oh shit, now it's time to get off them rocks that I've been holding off? No, like, I did that already. I'm cool. My desire is to be married. It's not to just have more sexual partners.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and I'll leave it here. I've always said, even as a kid, for whatever reason, Song Cry spoke a lot to me.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I understood early on that all relationships not gonna last forever, and that's okay. Like, as long as it's healthy and conducive and you're on the same page, if it ends, it ends. But the last thing I ever want to ever happen is it ends because of my fuck up.
No bullshit.
And I'm just like, yeah, if we got a good thing going, if I ever do something to fuck it up, I just gotta really hold that L. And I think that's just one of the biggest mistakes that people, typically men, that make whatever. If y'all just end, it ends. Like, cool. At least you can be like, as you always say, at least I try my best.
100%.
I didn't leave nothing on the field.
100%. No stone.
When you know, you like, damn, like, we really didn't have no problems for real. I just
did some bullshit.
Yeah, so I always like, yeah, I don't want to be holding Song Cry.
And I to your point, just to land it there, I agree. I want to leave on my high horse. I don't want to ride off with, it being my fault because I don't know what it'll feel like. I'm fortunate enough that I haven't fumbled a woman. It's no woman I feel like I fumbled. Like, it's like, so I like that feeling, and I don't need to feel like you fumbled me. I don't care. Live how you live, but I just don't want to carry that. Fuck. Because there was a couple nut ass situations that wasn't even my girls that I felt like, I can't consider it a fumble because I never really had you, but it was just like, fuck, shit, it was me.
What could have been?
So. That's what we'll land at, man. With all that being said, man, let's go here. As y'all know, man, we want y'all to get 1% better every single day and every single way. And I want y'all to share this platform, the platform, and share these conversations. You know what I'm saying? We want y'all to get 1% better. Oh shit, I'm stumbling on my. I'm tripping.
1% better.
Yeah, we're gonna bring that back. But no, yeah, as y'all know, man, we always want y'all to get 1% better every single day and every single way. And we want y'all to share this platform because as you let people know, we grow. And we want y'all to always one thing I'll leave y'all with. I think that's what it is. I got something else to say. If you don't know where you at or where you going right now in life, if you don't know where you want to go in life, figure out where you at, right? And by figuring out where you at, you need to do an assessment of everything that you got going on financially. Where you at physically from a fitness standpoint, where you at spiritually, what's your relationship like, with God, and you know what I'm saying, and whether it be religion or just your spirituality, and what's your relationship like to self, and figure out all of these different things, and what does that next level look like for you? I feel like not enough people ask themselves that question. What does that level look like for me? And then just take incremental steps to get there. You don't got to take a quantum leap. You don't got to make a massive jump. Just literally assess where you at. If you at this salary, and what would 5 or 10 more thousand do for you? If you are able to bench press this, or you are this type of shape, what would running a mile or walking a mile or doing this amount of workouts a week do for you? If you're praying this amount of times or you're not praying at all, what could a little bit of prayer do for your life? You know what I'm saying? And if you kind of like separated from self because you're distracted by the worldly things and the things that you shouldn't be concerned with, what would it look like to be in solitude and isolate yourself to just gain clarity? So that's something that I want y'all to just consider and want y'all to think about. And now we can go into it. I want y'all to, yeah, man, tap in with us on all platforms. You already know, shop with our sponsors before I even get to the platform. Make sure to shop with our fantasy box. Make sure to shop with our fantasy box. And if you're a business owner and you know that you want to get your brand in front of, our audience, just get with us. You know what I'm saying? We seek to get people out there. We want to connect y'all with the right person. We got a staff agency where we pairing the right employees with the right employers. And that's just our whole objective, is just to make people better, to provide opportunity, to provide perspective, and help y'all get what we always say, get 1% better every single day and every single way. So with that being said, man, you already know where y'all can follow me at WolfWSC. They can follow the network at wolfnetwork.wsc. You can follow Q
Right on Q Live, as in the right side on QUE Live.
Y'all can follow Ricky at Ricky B Philly. Y'all can get the podcast on the Wolf Network on YouTube, the Wolf Has Spoken podcast on all audio platform is the Wolf Has Spoken podcast. And we actually want to start hearing from y'all. If you hear in this part of the conversation, I mean, you made it all the way to the end. Let us know. We got something special for you. No, let us know. I made it to the end. You told me to let you know, and we got something special for you. So until next time, don't let this conversation stop here. Let it start here. Take it to where it need to be. And as always, man, until next time, Wolf Has Spoken. Let's get it, man. We out.
Yes, sir.